Good morning, all. I hope you slept well. I did not. I had some craziness transpire last night with my son. Just when you think things are just moving slightly, we went through this whole escapade with the school. That was all strategic, like everything else. It's just crazy. It's crazy that we live in a world where we have adults, people in positions, people in programs using minors for coercion. Straight minors. Nobody can tell me otherwise. The facts are the facts. It is what it is. That's funny. And there you have it, folks. For entertainment purposes only. They know that I'm moving and grooving. I'm elevating. I'm making headway. They have no more control over me. It is what it is. And so they throw these little tactics and they do these little things. And it's just freaking crazy. That's what it's literally like, it's child's play. It's games. It's all about games. It's all they do is they create games of chaos and manipulation in your life. All day, every day. That's all I'm aware of. That's all I know. That's why I pick up on things so easily now, right? And they create these games and they create these illusions and they coerce people inside your life to do things, right? To create negative headspace, create negative responses, to create a negative atmosphere. And it's insanity. It's insanity to see. It's insanity to see, no doubt. Moving forward, this is where I'm at, guys. This is where I have to be at, given the circumstances of my living conditions. And when I reach out to the law does freaking nothing besides lie to me. And then hold me accountable for things. It's just insanity. But that said, I got to get a door lock on my door now. Moving forward, I'll just say that. You guys are ridiculous. Like, get it together. Get it together. Get your souls together. Seriously. The truth will come out. You know what you do. You know what you've done to my son. And everything that you've done to use him against me. My 17-year-old. And he was, let's see here. He turned 16 last year. I left in October. He had just turned 16 August 2023. So he was fresh 16 when I resigned in October. And it's just been a whirlwind, guys, the last 3 years with him, to say the least. Again, I know teenagers are teenagers. Golly, I'm more than aware of that, considering all the stuff that I've been through the last couple of years beyond teenagers just being teenagers. But there's a difference. You can pick up on things. You just allow your intuition, your discernment, and your knowing. But guess what? I fear no evil, and it is what it is. All I can do is pray and leave that to God. But it came to me last night. It's funny. I'm seeing so many things on my TikTok when it comes to Poppy T and Daddy D. And just the madness that they're doing right now. And the misuse of power. The misuse of power. Because the truth is coming out in different ways. And they're trying to misuse their power to hide it. It's literally all it is. And on the front stage, everybody's seeing it. Everybody's seeing it. The next couple years should be very interesting, to say the least. Grab your boots. I'd strap up, guys. Because it's going to be very interesting. It is going to be very interesting. Trump fired the head of the labor and blah, 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 because he didn't like her numbers. I don't like your numbers, so I'm going to misuse my power and fire you. That's a humble man right there, baby. That is a chosen man by God, I'll tell you that. Really? You don't fire somebody. You're in a position where you can create investigations. If you think the data that's being pushed out when it comes to the unemployment And the job data, if you don't think it aligns with all the great things you've done to our nation in the last 8 months, you think that it's manipulated to make you look like a bad person. Okay, first of all, you're mirroring what's inside your conscience. There's that factor of it. And secondly, open up a fraud case. Open up an investigation. Do it the judicial way. Don't throw your power around. But that's just not something that they do. They don't do that. Same thing with Poppy D. They don't do that. It's crazy. I got your back. You got my back. You got my blackmail. I got your blackmail. Together, we'll just take over this world. That's the mentality they have. It's crazy. Nothing humane about it. I'm sorry. And devil's got strongholds. Medication and being surrounded by trust. That came to me last night when it came to different comments in reference to things I've heard in the past. You know, when it comes to medication and people being coerced or take medication. Like, I've made videos about that before in my past. During my last 2 years of the company, I was taking quite a bit of medication. They were spoon feeding me medication on a regular basis in different times and time frames in the last couple years. Why don't you go back on your medication? It's just so funny how people want you medicated because they don't want you to expose the truth. They want you medicated so they don't get exposed. You know, there's nothing wrong with medication. There's nothing wrong with medication. There are people in this world that need to be on medication. It's just very sad what the medical industry and the practitioners and the doctors are doing out there unlawfully. And you're in the business to help people, but you're going against people. You're spoon feeding them medication that they don't need. For your back end pockets, your back end needs, to keep them brainwashed. And you just have to find inside yourself if medication is something that you need or you don't need. But for me, I 100% know I don't need to be on medication. When you give your life to God, you give your heart to God, you give your mind to God, you give your body and soul to God, it's very easy to walk in the inner knowing that He's got you and you don't need medication, you know? When you live in a world of lies, which we all do, including myself, lies surround us from the top, from the back, from the side to side. When you live in a world full of lies, they gonna want to brainwash you. I mean, it's just the reality of it, and that's what they're doing on the different angles on the top stage. It's all about brainwashing and illusions. It came to me as well. Sorry guys, I'm just so irritated by what was done last night. It's just outside of this world. The lack of respect. Undeserving respect, disrespect. Undeserving. It's sick. You don't come into somebody else's room that's a friend, not even your son, and get in somebody else's bed with a girl. Like, what the freak? Yeah, that was cute. Insanity. And then steal my car. You know, these are things that I get to deal with every day. I don't put that out there. Of course not. Families built on lies dressed as love with conditions. Families built on lies dressed with love with the conditions. It's just so unfortunate how love has been misused and conditionally presented in so many families, not just mine, but in others. Because it's surrounded by lies. And so because love gets surrounded by lies, it's then dressed up with conditions, right? And when you start loving yourself unconditionally, moving to your own beat, walking in your authority, you start going against the grain and questioning, and you start moving with your standards and boundaries, there's feathers being ruffled all around you. And especially when you speak your truth, you expose other people because they told so many lies, they presented so many lies, so many narratives. And so you just have to find that duality within yourself. I have to work today, guys, so I have another message. I'm going to talk about illusions. I love you guys. Thank you for the support.